Welcome back to another episode of Boys Love Universe League. We are recapping episode 9 this week, and as always, I'm Adam.
And I'm RJ. Welcome back to Universe League. Today we're just talking. We're just gabbing We're relaxed
spilling
today.
the tea.
Yes.
No performances to review.
No performances.
A final elimination. And our final draft.
Our final draft, yeah.
Oh, I said I was going to do 2, didn't I? I'll figure it out as I go.
Oh, yes, because you were... So, Adam, to remind everyone, Adam does not know the final lineup.
No.
So, he is going to also predict.
I'm going to draft who I would pick.
Yes.
And then I'm going to do, who is my prediction. Let's start with this voting situation. Okay. So, there was an online vote. And based on that and the results of all 3 rounds... Rhythm came in first, groove came in second, and beat came in third. Mm-hmm. So due to that, rhythm, the top 5 rhythm members of fan voting, are going to move on to the rhythm finals.
Yes.
Top 3 of groove and top 1 of beat.
Yeah. It's all about checks and balances. It's all about what I've noticed so far.
Is it?
Well, it's like proportionate. It's
proportionizing.
They're proportionizing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where my lack of sports comes into play, because it's like, do the top seed get the most whatever? You know what I mean? I don't know how drafts work. Do top seeding teams get like the first drafts and stuff like that? I don't know.
I don't know why anyone would ever come to this podcast and think we would know.
We need to find that out, I think.
So let's start with Beat. So Beat had only one spot that they're moving into the final. To no one's shock and surprise, it is Woongki, who overall was 7th in the scoring.
So this is interesting that they're showing like the overall voting coming in without the teams, right? Because it's like, if it was just a straight up traditional, the top votes get in.
Right.
If it's a lineup of 7, he is P7.
Well, because they're still doing teams for the final.
Yes.
That's the weird part of this.
Yeah.
So the thing I didn't say is that only 7 from each team. Only 7 the teams will have 7 members perform.
Yes.
So
they're only bringing
21.
in a one lineup of 7 members into the finale.
Mm-hmm. So Woongki is 7th. Groove in for their 3rd spot, we have Kenta, who was 12th overall. And we're big Kenta stans in this house.
Big boba-eyed Kenta stans.
Number 2 is Kim Joo-hyung, who got 10th overall.
10th overall.
Can you explain to me why? Sorry, did I misremember? Does he have a backstory?
He was a 9-9 member.
He was a 9-9 member. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's why. Because I was like, sorry, what's actually going on here?
Yes, he is a former 9-9 member.
That's
he didn't perform. We talked about it in the last 2 episodes. He didn't perform because he got taken out of both lineups for both songs for Groove.
Right.
So he just came in with votes alone last week.
Yeah.
So
good for him.
I9 came through, honey.
An early favorite on the pod.
Absolutely. He was the one that we always looked to and was like,
we
whoa.
Always looked to.
He took our attention from the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm. And then number 1, obviously is Park Han in 5th place overall.
Yeah, king of vocals.
Vocal king.
Truly one of the discoveries of the show.
Correct. Truly. And then Rhythm in 5th place, in their 5th spot is Park Juan. Tiger Baby.
Yes, an Adam beloved.
Who was 6th place overall. And then number 4 is Cheon, who is 4th place overall. Wow. 3 is zhang Shuaibo, 3rd overall. 2 is Steven, 2nd overall. And 1st place is JL with 1.1 million votes.
Yeah.
Points. There were 500,000 between him and Steven.
Yeah.
500,000 between him and Steven.
Yeah. I think because there was a couple of like frustrations, I think, from people commenting of like, oh, the votes, because I think paid votes were starting to be implemented. I think it has been throughout, but there was an imbalance, I think, of like international votes that are paid coming in this kind of like last push. I would be frustrated, but JL is the best person in the show.
Right.
So it's like, how I can't be too mad because JL literally outperforms everyone in the show.
Right.
So it's hard to kind of like.
And also, are the votes? I guess I would be more mad if the votes were weighted, like the paid votes were weighted heavier,
weighted more than
as opposed to just like they're just another full vote.
Yeah.
I get it though. I would. Be annoyed.
I get it. I would be annoyed, but for the most part, I'm aligned to like the top 7 of the votes.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Now, I would say this past number of people was probably the most boring part of the episode.
Yes, because this was kind of
probably besides Kim Chu-hyung,
everyone was like
very
expected.
obvious.
Yeah, and obvious. Yeah.
But even then,
it's still a gag. It's so fun to like see them be finally get the validation that like you're in the finals.
So then the whole time heading into this episode, I was like, how is Beat, who only has 6 people left, going to be 7?
So I thought that they were going to still just get everyone that was in B, and then the last spot was you could draft anyone from the remaining people.
So how it works is that the directors are going to pick the remaining seats available to them.
From everyone.
So for Rhythm, they have 2 more seats to pick. Groove has 4, and Beat has 6.
So this is the first time Beat is able to trade in or grab,
Correct.
Yeah.
And maybe this wouldn't have changed anything. And maybe overall, when we finish the show, I'll say my whole thoughts about the
process of the show,
things that I think they could have done a little bit. Not that I think the show has to be fair, but like once Beat was like down, they were like there was no coming back.
There was no way.
There's no way to come back.
Recoup.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I would have done for this director's choice is 2 things. I would have had Beat go first, so that they had the whole pick first.
Yeah.
And then and then maybe they would have still chosen the people they chose.
Right, totally.
But then the other thing is I would have made them choose members that weren't from their original team. So like, you can't choose anyone that you've worked with previously.
Wow.
Not because I don't think they're good or anything, but because like, I think it's more advantageous to like mix up who everybody's been performing with. Because I still don't know how we're going to get to... It's not like one of these teams is going to win.
Yeah.
It's still going to be like individual rankings are going to determine... I would assume,
Yeah.
knowing that like there are members from all 3 teams that I know that make the final group. So inevitably it's going to come down to individual basis. So like, I think that it would be more advantageous to see members interact with... Not even interact, but like get a chance to perform with other people so that you can kind of see it all go.
I think your methodology of being able to pick from other teams or being forced to pick other teams, if the drafting and the trading was different, I would have wanted that in like an early round. I do think because going into the final, they should be able to pick from everyone and like with the knowledge of like who have I actually worked with and seen throughout the process.
Yeah.
I think when we did the reaction, you were saying that like maybe they should have weighted it. So it's like after 1 pick of Rhythm, you get 1 pick of Groove and then 2 picks for...
No, it would have been 1
Beat.
pick Rhythm, 2 picks Groove,
3 picks.
3 picks for Beat.
And then like...
And then go back to kind of do a snake.
Yeah.
I mean, it truly might not have changed anything. I'm sure when they came up with this idea,
they already have
in the planning for it, they thought like, oh, because they'll have the freedom to pick anybody, they'll pick from other teams.
Yeah.
But at that point, they'd worked with all these people for so long,
right?
That like they're not gonna like leave them behind anymore.
Yeah.
Especially like Rhythm and Groove.
And I do think they've, at least the directors, had like some sort of, they sat down with a producer and be like, okay, tell us what you're gonna do.
Right.
So it's not exactly on the spot because it's pre-taped,
Yeah.
Like I could see it happening in a live situation.
Yeah.
But since it's pre-taped, I feel like there was probably like, okay, who are you getting?
So Rhythm goes first. And they're picking for their spot number 6. They picked Daisuke.
Mm-hmm.
Daisuke.
Their beloved
who was
Mangne.
overall 8th.
Yeah.
In the fan voting.
Close.
And for 7th, they pick Seo Jong-woo,
who had never performed with them.
Who has never performed with
them.
them.
But had been traded right at the last second.
Right. And so he's 14th.
Yeah.
Then I was like, why did you even trade?
I know, exactly. That last
why
trade.
Why did that trade do? That trade didn't do anything.
That last trade I wish didn't happen.
I don't.
I was like, did they think there was going to be. I don't know. I don't know if they course corrected, if they changed, or if they were just like, well, because we've established that there's trading every round, even though it won't matter, let's just do it. I wish they didn't. I wish they could have just not eliminated it. I mean, if everyone's going to be eliminated the next episode,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so that's Rhythm. So now Rhythm, okay, so just let me read it. Rhythm is JL, Steven, Shuaibo, Chun, Park Ju-won, Daisuke, and Seo Jong-woo.
Yeah.
And that's who's heading into the final.
A good mix of...
Great mix.
Of global and Korean.
Yeah, for sure.
Because now you have Ju-won and...
Pretty much.
Ju-won, Steven, is ethnically Korean, and Jong.
Yeah. 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Chung-sub chooses for his spot number 4, Kyung-ho, who
and
was
said like lead performer.
Overall 16th.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He picked...
For some reason, I just assumed that he would be like up there, but I wonder if the woongki thing...
I don't know. I mean, I would be...
He's great. Like, he's a great performer. Solid.
Yeah. I do think it's
work
interesting.
Ethic.
I don't think they weighted the global vote versus Korean vote like the Mnet shows do. I think it was just all, if you voted, you voted.
Yeah.
And it's... as far as I can tell, because they haven't mentioned it at all.
Do you think he would have a higher Korean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially because I'm sure that there were a lot of people feeling very protective of Cheongi.
Yeah.
Maybe over necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think watching it now, not in the thick of the situation,
right.
I don't think it's... To me, it did not read as anything malicious.
Yes,
but
yeah.
It did read as drama.
It did read as drama. And this episode into the finale, it is just one pick. Previously, I think it was just... You were still doing lineups, but now it's just one.
Heading here into 10 or heading into 9?
Heading into 10.
Okay.
And you picked... We should have watched the voting at the end. Because it's... You vote for a team.
Oh.
And you vote for one pick.
Oh. How is that gonna... Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Oh.
Yeah.
I wish you hadn't told me that.
But that was technically at the end of that episode is you see
I know what happens then.
Because technically that's how, if we had kept watching, like we watched all the way to the end, because I was just fast forwarding it, but that was the last voting going into the finals. That's how people found out.
Well, I just figured out who's in the group.
Yeah, that's why I was like going into it. Like I was like, there's no way that Adam can like predict because
I didn't realize they vote for a team.
Yeah. That was the last vote. You vote for a team and you vote for your one pick.
And I know the name. And so I've deduced what happens.
Because you're a smart girl.
Because I'm a smart girl.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, Adam knows the lineup. I will not say it in case you don't know the lineup, but very interesting. You know what? I'm not mad. Am I mad? No, I'm not mad.
I'm not mad.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it next week, in fact. Okay, so then, for Groove, yes, we're back to Groove. So in his 5th spot, he chooses Koo Han-seo. 6th spot is Kwon Hee-jun. And 7th spot, surprisingly, is Kim Gi-jung.
Yes. I was pulling for Kim Gi-jung.
He does not choose Shirin.
He does not choose Shirin, who was the last person in the starting lineup of
Right.
Groove. Yeah. I really thought that last spot, because they said, like, it's going to be someone who is, like, super determined. Like, he kept being like, I kept going back to how determined this person is, and that's what I really value.
Yeah.
So I was immediately thinking, okay, Gi-jung, obviously he's like the person that
Or Bae Jae-ho.
Yeah, Gi-jung, who's had multiple survival shows. Jae-ho, who he just like has a really sweet affinity towards, like he really likes him a lot.
He likes him, yeah.
And Shirin, who he like thinks is like.
Well, Shirin, they set up as like he was the other one in the Kwon Hee-jun pick.
Yes, yeah.
Because he had traded him in.
Yes, yeah.
Full lineup: Park Han, Kim Joo-hyung, Kenta, Jang Kyung-ho, Koo Han-seo, Kwon Hee-jun, Kim Gi-jung. Cool. We've got that. That is the opposite of rhythm. That is a majority Korean.
Yeah. Who's the Kenta, right?
Kenta's the only one.
Wow.
Okay. Last but certainly not least, we
Our
have
beloved
Beat. So we've got El Capitan and Gum You Gum. And in their second spot, they choose Kyrie, obviously, who was 17th overall.
Crazy.
Third is Kim Jin-ho, who was 22nd overall. Fourth is Yuito, who's 30th overall. So they were already on Beat.
Already on Beats, yes. But Yuito being placed 30th, everyone was like, oh, so it could be anyone. Like, it doesn't matter to the...
Yeah, they
but
said
then they
that,
wouldn't know.
But I didn't know if they knew what the actual
exactly.
rankings were.
Unless they're just basing it off of last week's.
I guess. Fifth, they went outside of Beat, and they picked Shirin.
Yes.
Who was 18th overall.
Recruited Shirin, who was just sitting there.
Which was great.
Yeah.
He really proved himself on the show. I thought he did good.
I think so, too. I think so, too.
I was very happy he gets a final chance. Number 6 is Zhen Zhen, who was 11th overall. Love Zhen Zhen. Big Zhen Zhen fan. And then 7th and least, the last one, the very, very last one, Kim Dong-yoon, who was 19th overall.
19th overall, originally a Beat, was traded away, was not utilized
Not at all.
Groove, and then they got him back. So Zhen Zhen and Shirin were the ones who was able to be in every team throughout the show.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah.
So the final Beat lineup is Chaeong-gi, Kairi, Kim Jin-ho, Yuito, Shirin, Zhen Zhen, Kim Dong-yoon. Which is pretty good.
Yeah, totally.
And then, now we have to talk about our draft.
This is going to be the best episode ever.
Because
It's 25. It's going to take 25 minutes. And I'm going to sleep.
I mean, there wasn't much to...
No,
to
I mean,
discuss.
well, yeah, before the end of the episodes, they did like they gave everyone a minute package just to kind of like reset you, like what was their journey throughout the show, what were their like highlights and stuff. And I thought that was really nice.
I like the idea of it. I wish they had done a little bit more of like, because I think like what I really liked was like, for example, in Island 2, they like got to be like, here's a bit of my story.
Yes, yeah.
And like, that's when...
I wish they had something.
Yeah.
Just like a beginning line of like, you know, Shirin's like, I spoke no Korean before I came here, but I really wanted to sing.
Or just like a little bit about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, Boys Planet did it really well because they all gave them those little like scenes that they were like... Do you remember? They were in like... I don't know how to explain it.
Them doing the bits like Camden and the Wig?
No. They like filmed them, but like at a desk or like flying a plane.
It was like music producing.
Yes.
And it's like Hanbin went to school. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. No. No. You're not. So it was like basically they put them in like almost like a photo shoot package, but it was just them in a little scene. So it was like
so they like
it was like
into the
Matthew
studio.
was like painting or something like that, and it was like
yes,
I'm
getting it confused because Island did that too. The Island Girls did it.
The Island Girls,
where it
did
was
yes.
like them like you know like
heading into the finals.
Yes,
or
like
heading into
Coco's
the second
like
half.
baking. She like
yes.
the flour and calls her, yeah.
That idea,
yes.
I really like that. I know it's not super original because it's just them. It's just them being put in a photo shoot.
Putting
basically.
in like yeah,
but
it's nice to just like
I like to see them outside of
Yeah.
this. I thought that's what they were doing when they started this because they did get little glamour shots of them.
Yes,
but it was just them in like the outfits.
Just them with the prism
the
with the cup.
Well, yeah, but even the solo shots, it's just them in a little glamour moment.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted a little bit more of like, okay, and then who are they?
Yeah. Because I felt like the most personality we got, obviously, was the Christmas episode, where everyone got to, like, be just, like, funny and play with each other. Like,
because I would say
shenanigans.
This show, maybe its biggest problem, quote unquote, is just that I still don't. I feel like I've gotten some of their personality.
Yeah.
But, like, the packages aren't long enough for me to know
what they're fighting for, or what.
I mean, it's hard because I feel like I compare everything to Boys Planet.
Yeah.
But I also was consuming all of the external content around Boys Planet, and I was on Boys Planet Twitter and da-da-da-da.
Yes, and we know there's backstage content after every episode, too, from Universe League, of them, like, hanging out backstage.
And I guess I don't want them to, like, be filmed while they're sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was, like, not great for Boys Planet. But on the other side, because of that, then there aren't, like, little moments that we didn't get to see.
Right.
But they could have done, like, a Planet Camp tour idea.
Yeah.
I know that was the point of the, like, the Christmas episode. I do think that gave us a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just because people were, if they were in dorms, they just went back home, and then all the foreigners just lived in hotels. So it's not like they were also sleeping in the same.
Yeah, they weren't like
Global.
on a
I think
campus.
Global were the only ones who were like communally.
But
together.
they weren't even all together in the same practice.
Yeah,
like,
that's
it wasn't
true.
like they were in the
just
same.
It's like they just practice wherever they're available today or whatever, you know.
Right, and then it was like Chung Sub's facility and like Who cares? Okay, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Let's flip a coin.
What did you call? Do you have to call? What do you want?
I have to call it. You call it.
Oh, heads.
Because I flipped it. Heads for you.
Heads.
Heads. Lady Liberty.
And then I'll let you go first.
Oh, you let me go first. Mm-hmm. Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for letting me pick jail.
I knew it. Damn it. I wrote down 10 people because I think...
I wrote 12 people.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we'll see.
Just to make sure.
Okay, so if you took JL... Wait, I need a pen.
So this is for Team Melody. Team Melody's first draft pick.
I have to change my team name.
Yeah, what is your final team name?
Okay, so my team name, because I've changed it every time, I'm going to be... The Chartreuse Chanteuses.
Okay. Chartreuse Chanteuse.
And what's yours? Marigold Melody?
The Marigold Melodies, honey.
Honey. Okay, you took
Melody.
JL.
So JL, my number one pick. JL.
That was my number one pick, too.
Okay, Adam.
I'm taking Park Ji-won.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Because here's the thing. I watched the reaction. I have a visceral.
You had a visceral reaction in moment, like
in real time.
Like your eyes sparkled, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
that's my beloved.
I don't even think I had that. I don't know if I've ever had that on a survival show. Where I've like fallen in love with. Oh, I guess Haruto.
Yeah,
but Haruto, it wasn't a performance.
It wasn't a performance. It was like
everything around him. Yeah.
Okay.
Park Ji-won.
Chaeongi is my next pick.
Damn it.
I'm building a sisterhood, a coalition, honey.
I am taking Park Han.
No, yeah.
No.
Wow. Deserved. Okay.
And we're doing 7.
Yeah, we're doing 7.
Okay.
Okay. You took Park Han. I'm picking Kenta.
Damn it! No!
Okay, my Marigold's third pick is Kenta.
I'm taking Kairi.
There was a moment when they were reading all the names. I was like, I could take a group of like the current Japanese the contestants, because they're all very, very good.
I know.
And baked.
I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my number 4 pick is Steven.
Dang. I'm running out of people. I'm going to have to figure out other people.
Wow, really?
Yes, because I only put 10 down.
Oh, you only put 10. Okay.
Okay. I am taking... Wait, let me see who I have. I have Park Ji-won, Park Han, Kyrie. I'm taking Koo Han Seo. I need a rapper.
Wow.
I need another rapper with Park Ji-won.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will be taking Zhang Shuaibo.
Okay.
She ran Silky Nutmeg, Raja O'Hara. She ran her gig.
Listen.
And I can't help but
the
support
fact
it.
that
And
Zhang Shuaibo's entire package, because I think probably originally it was like the sexy guy.
Yeah.
And then it just became
props.
The prop comedy guy.
I know. He wants to perform. He's got tricks up his sleeve.
He does. It's true.
And I love it.
Up his actual literal sleeve.
Yes, literally. Confetti, a flower.
Just a long handkerchief.
A long handkerchief. I'm obsessed. So Zhang Shuaibo is 5th in the Marigold lineup.
For my number 5, I'm taking Cheon.
Okay, I did have Cheon in mine as well. So there's I wouldn't say like I'm immediately drawn to Cheon, but you can't, in the process of the show, you're like, oh, there, I see what it is that people see.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think like we had such a visceral reaction at the beginning of like, I don't see it. And then you finally see it. I'm like,
yes.
Okay, I could see it.
And then once you see it, it's literally, okay, you know what he is?
Mm-hmm.
He is the blue, black dress. Blue, black, yellow, gold.
Once your mind has said, oh, I see one color.
The one thing, that's all you can see.
That's it. That's all you can see.
Once you see the truth,
it sets you free, honey.
It sets you free, honey.
Okay.
Okay, it's your turn for number 6.
More spots. You know what? I stood by this man this entire time. I saw him and I was like, there's something about him. And I thought he's done really...
There's something about this man.
I said that he's done really good at all of his performances.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick him. It's Yuito. I really liked him.
Oh, sure. Take him.
I really liked him.
Have him.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I knew I was not
no skin off my back.
I know. I'm picking Yuito.
I'm picking Seo Jung-woo.
Yes. I knew if I didn't pick Jung-woo, you would. Because you're just... The chanchuses are cutie woodies.
They're called the chartreuse chantuses, girl. Of course they're cuties. And then the last pick, I should pick Kyoro.
Yeah, just like, gotcha.
Bitch, get in a beret. Put this beret on your head.
Ooh, okay, this last spot is tough.
I ran out of people I pre-wrote down. Okay.
I still have 3 people that I pre-wrote down. 2 people that I pre-wrote down.
Oh, I know who my 7th one has to be. Obviously.
I'm listening to this in my head right now. Just like Changsub will be Kim Gi-jung.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm here for all the stories. I'm reuniting Eungi and Shuaibo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reuniting Eungi and Kim Gi-jung because they train together.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Beat here, JL and Steven from Rhythm. Yeah, Kenta's my only groove. Groove is in the heart. And that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 global. Steven's right in the middle. And then Eungi and Gi-jung, my Koreans. So the ones that I didn't end up picking, that I wrote down, are Heejun and Chenjen. You gotta balance it out.
You know what I need? Okay, here's my list again.
Uh-huh.
Park Ji-won, Park Han, Kyrie, Seo Jung-woo, Koo Han, Seo Cheon. You know what I need?
I was gonna think, do you need a performer? No, because you've got Kyrie.
No,
you've got vocals.
Not a line. I need a leader. I'm picking Kim Jin-ho.
Okay. I see the vision.
I thought for a second I was gonna pick Daisuke, but I already have that.
Yeah, I already have that Juwon energy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I need a leader. I need Kim Jin-ho to come in there. That would be such a cute little
I
group.
know.
Make this group.
Make this group for me, please.
Okay, so that's it. So who was your final lineup?
My final lineup ended up being JL, Cheongi, Genta, Steven, Zhang Shuaibo, Yuito, and Kim Gi-jung.
Well, I mean, it's a group for sure. It's a group. But does it compare to Park Ji-won, Park Han, Kairi, Seo Jong-woo, Koo Han, Seo Cheon, and Kim Jin-ho?
You know what this group is doing? She's doing a full Philippines mall tour.
Oh,
she's going full, honey, like all the arenas, honey. Mall of Asia, Mall of Asia.
The Asian Nightingales. Yeah.
Honey.
Songstresses
of the Philippines.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, going into the finale, what are your...
well, now I know.
Now that you've deduced...
Now that I've deduced
now that
what's
you've
happening.
used your... Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Okay. Yes. So now that I've deduced, I just am excited to see what performances we're gonna get.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see because I've liked all the original songs.
Me too.
So I'm excited to hear more, and I hope they do a little ballad like they always do for the survival shows, and just excited to hear their little speeches.
Yeah.
When they get accepted and they win or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be a little sad about a couple people.
Yeah. Whatever happens in the finale and when we find out who wins the show,
discover in real time.
As we discover in real time, that little identity group that's debuting 23 boys.
Do you think any of them are going to be
I
on
bet you
Boys Planet 2?
Boys Planet 2? Probably. There's already someone that technically he was eliminated. Lee Jun-ho is already going to be in another one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think of all the people who left from this episode and got eliminated, I think Lee Jun-ho is...
Jun-ho.
Probably was my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, it's Ayumu for me. Boots.
Well, I loved Gangdong.
Ayumu. Yeah, and Gangdong, yeah. So Ayumu, because they did K-pop Japan.
Nam Do-yoon.
You know, he was very entertaining.
He was a great time.
Yeah. Ayumu did the dream stage for Boy Next Door's K-pop Japan.
Oh, really?
So he got up there and got to dance with Jaehan. And Jaehan went up to him and they took a picture. Well, you can join us for our finale reaction over at Boys Love Boys Love's Patreon. Patreon.com/boysloveboyslove. We'll be watching that finale next week, and then we'll be recapping the finale. And then that's it, Pansit.
Wow.
On Universe League.
Wow.
10 quick episodes.
Quick.
And then stay tuned after that. On Patreon, we'll be doing some big changes over in June. So stay tuned. And
We'll see what the future has in store.
Boys Planet 2 is coming right around the corner. July, bitch. So we're in the lab, we're strategy and planning.
We're pouring, turning on the Bunsen burner.
We're figuring out what the best strategy is.
We're tearing the scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see you then.
Terror.
She
tore that scale, honey.
So we'll see you next week.
Bye.